Hi, in this video, let's look at your Form 2 Math textbook, Chapter 2, page 26, Cell Practice 2.1. So I will choose some questions here to discuss with you. Before I start discussing, let me introduce to you these two formulae first. A plus B squared is actually equal to A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. So if you have A minus B squared, okay, let me rewrite this parenthesis, is equal to A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, you'll notice that if this is positive, here will be positive. If this is negative, here will be negative. At the back here, always positive. Okay, why the formula is like this? If you don't remember this formula, you actually can do the expansion one by one. A plus B squared is actually equal to A plus B times A plus B. Okay, let me do the expansion one by one. A times A, you will get A squared, right? So positive, positive, you get positive. Always we think about the sign first. AB, you get AB. Okay, now settle for the terms A. Now we focus on plus B, or you can just think positive B. Positive, positive, you get positive. BA is actually the same thing with AB. Let me write AB. Okay, positive, positive, we get positive. So B squared. So you will notice that now we have one AB here and another one AB here, right? These two are like terms. So we can add them up together. So it will become A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, so if you remember this formula from this step, from here, you can straight away go to here. You don't have to do the expansion one by one. If you really cannot remember, you can do expansion one by one like this. You will still get the same answer. So same thing here. If I have A minus B square is actually A minus B square. So this is actually equal to A minus B times A minus B, right? Okay, let me do the expansion one by one to show you why the formula is like this. So this will give us A squared, right? Now be careful, this is negative. Positive, negative, you get negative. So A times B, you get AB. Negative, positive, you get negative. BA is actually the same as AB. Negative, negative, you get positive. This is why I told you at the back here, always positive, right? No matter this is positive or negative, back here always positive. Now, so A squared, we just copy. These two are like terms. Negative AB minus AB, you will get negative or minus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, but you have to be more careful sometimes. Let me give you an example. Let's say negative 3x plus 2y, for example, squared. According to the formula, this is positive, right? So A squared in this situation, let me show you here. A is actually equal to negative 3x. So not only 3x, but negative 3x. So B, it will be 2y. Okay, according to this formula, A squared, if you write like this, is not correct. This whole thing square, you have to put a parenthesis here. Okay, so plus, we write plus for the formula here, 2AB, 2AB. At the back here, you don't have to think too much, always positive. Again, 2y squared is not correct. You have to put a parenthesis. Now, this whole thing, negative 3, you square, eventually you will get positive. So 9x squared. So this is, you can just press your calculator if you cannot calculate mentally. 2 times negative 3, you will get negative 6. So times another 2, you will get negative 12. xy. X times y, you get xy. So 2 square, you get 4. So y square, you get y squared. Okay, so this is the answer. You will notice that this is positive, but why here is negative? Because it is affected by the negative in front of the 3x. So if you are using this formula, so you need to be more careful. Okay, so when you have done this for so many times, you actually don't have to write this step, you can just think in your mind. But when the front here you have a negative sign, it's better that you write this way because it's easier to make mistake. For example, if you have this one, let's say 3x plus 2y square. This is positive in front here, right? It's actually easier. You don't have to write this step, it's okay. You can just think in your brain like this. So 3x, this is holding square. So 3 square you get 9, x square you get x square. So plus always followed by this plus, I write plus. So 2ab, you take this, multiply by this, which will give you 6, right? 3, 2, 6. And multiply by 2. Why? Because here 2ab, right? Okay, so 3, 2, you get 6, 6, 2, you get 12. So x times y. And the back here, you don't have to think too much, always positive. So this whole thing square, 2 square, you get 4, y square, you get y square. It's actually easier and faster. But if you cannot do this way, it's okay, you can do it this way, or you can write 3x square plus 2ab plus b square. You will still get the same answer. Okay, now let me show you another situation which is actually also very easy for us to make mistake. Sometimes these both are negative. For example, negative 3x minus 2y square. Okay, so in this situation, let me write here, a is negative 3x, include the negative here, but b is only 2y, not negative 2y. Be careful. So according to the formula, this is negative 1. I am going to use this formula, a square minus. So the minus sign here already consider the negative here, the minus here. That's why the b will only take 2y, not negative 2y. So minus 2a b, we only write 2y, not negative 2y. Okay, so at the back here, you don't have to think too much, always positive. Okay, so negative, you get to become positive. So 9x squared, negative become positive. Okay, so you will notice that here, this is negative, but why this will become positive? Because this is affected by the negative in front of 3x here. So if you are given a question like this, you're not really sure how to use the formula, it's better that you do it this way. Expand it one by one. Okay, let me try. Let me show you how do we do it this way. You will still get exactly the same answer. Negative, we only think about the sign first. Negative, we will get positive. You don't have to write positive here. So 3 times 3, you get 9. 9x squared. Negative, you get positive. 3, 2, you get 6xy. Negative, you get positive. 2, 3, you get 6xy. And the last one, negative, you get positive. 2, 2, you get 4. Y, you get y squared. Now, these two are like terms, we can add them up together. So it will become 12xy plus 4y squared. Now you look at these two. They are exactly the same, right? Okay, so when in front here you have a negative sign, you need to be more careful. Okay, let me go back to the question on your textbook. Okay, remember these two formula. Let me discuss with you question number 3, GHI. Okay, these two actually you can use a formula, right? So you can try both. I will show you how do I expand using the formula, and also how do I expand it one by one. 3g. Okay, let me copy the question first. So you have 2d minus 1 over 2b multiplied by 3d. Okay, this 2d is 3d minus 1 over 2b. Okay, so forget about the negative, forget about the minus 1 or 2b first. Now we only focus on 2d. Okay, focus on this one. 2 times 3, you will get 6. If the number is not that big, you actually can calculate mentally. If the number is a little bit big or sometimes involve a fraction, you worry that you will make mistake, you can actually use a calculator. So 2 times 3, you will get 6, right? So d times d, you will get d squared. Okay, now second terms for the second parenthesis, we always think about the sign first. So here you don't see any sign, it means positive. Positive, negative, you get negative. Okay? And 2 times 1 over 2, you will get 1. You actually don't have to write 1, but if you want, if you worry that you are confused, you can write first, but actually 1 you don't have to write. So same thing as I told just now you deal with a fraction. If you worry that you will make mistake when you calculate mentally, you can just press your calculator. You don't have, you cannot press a D and B, we only press the coefficients. So like 2 times 1 over 2, right? You get 1. Okay, so D times B, you get dB, but normally we will write it follow the alphabetical order. B comes first, right? So I will write B first, then followed by D. Let me write B first, followed by D. So as I told you just now, 1, we actually do not write 1 in front here. When we do not write anything here, people know that this is actually 1. Okay, 1 BD. Okay, we have settled the 2D. Now we focus on 1 over 2b and together with the negative sign. So I will highlight this whole thing. We focus on this whole thing. Negative 1 over 2b. Okay, together with the sign. We always think about the sign that we need to write first. So negative, you don't see any sign here, it means positive. Negative, positive, you get positive. Okay, 1 over 2 times 3, you get 3 over 2. As I told you, if you worry that you will make mistake when you calculate mentally, you can just press your calculator. You don't have to press negatives, okay? Because negative, positive, sorry. Oh, I made a mistake here, sorry. Let me double check. This is positive, negative, positive, 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 negative, 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 positive. Okay, here I should write negative. Why? Because this is negative, this is positive, right? Negative, positive, this is negative. Okay, 3 over 2 BD. Okay, you can press 1 over 2, 1 over 2 times 3. You get 3 over 2. Okay, negative, positive, you get negative. Now, so let's go to the second term for the second parenthesis. Negative, negative, you get positive, right? 1 over 2 times 1 over 2, you will get 1 over 4. So b times b, you will get b squared. Okay, this one we just copy. You will notice that these two are like terms, right? So this bd, this bd, we can add them up together. So you can just press your calculator. You don't see anything, it means 1. Because you have a negative, you have a minus sign here. So you have to press negative 1 minus 3 over 2. 3 over 2. We do not press the D and B. We only press the coefficient. Okay, you will get negative 5 over 2 minus 5 over 2. So the BD, you just copy. You don't have to do anything. So be careful, you don't write b squared and d squared. This is not correct. So this thing you have to remember first. X plus x is equal to 2x, right? Not x squared, but 2x. Okay, so x minus x, you get 0, right? So x times x. When you see a dot like this, it means multiplication. X multiplied by x. So if you will get confused, I think better I use parentheses. X times x. You get x squared. So how about x divided by x? So provided that x is not 0. So if x is not 0, because why I want to say x is not 0, because if when we divide, right, here we cannot put 0. If you put a 0, you cannot get the answer. It's undefined. Let's say for example 6 divided by 0, you can press your calculator. 6 divided by 0, you cannot get the answer. It's undefined. So same thing is 0 divided by 0, you cannot get the answer either. This one you are going to learn in Form 4. Oh, sorry, I should be Form 5. X is 0 divided by 0. This is indeterminate form. So you cannot get the answer. You can press your calculator. 0, let me show you here. 0 divided by 0. Okay, it's actually, you cannot get the answer. Okay, forget about this first, because now I just want to show you that if you have x divided by x, let's say this is not 0, so it's always equal to 1. Try to think 3 divided by 3, 4 divided by 4, 6 divided by 6, all will give you 1, right? Okay, so be careful here, don't write square, which is not correct. 1 over 4b squared. Okay, so this is the answer for 3G. Now, let me go to 3H. R minus 3S. So the S, you have to be more careful when you write the S, because it looks like 5, right? Okay, oh sorry. Okay, let me show you without using the formula first. So I'm going to write these two parentheses first, and then I'm going to expand it one by one. R times R, you get R squared. Okay, and positive, negative, you get negative. So here is 1 times 3, you get 3. So RS. Now focus on negative 3S. So negative, positive, you get negative 3RS. 3RS. Negative, negative, you will get positive 3, you will get 9. So S times S, you will get S squared. Okay, so these two are like terms, RS, so we can add them up together. It will become minus 6, 3, you get 6RS plus 9S squared. Okay, so if you use formula, it will be faster. So at the beginning, I would suggest to do like this. A squared minus 2AB. Okay, we do not write the negative, be careful. The A here is R, the B here is 3S, not negative 3S, okay? So plus, at the back here, you don't have to think too much, always positive. So 3S squared, this is not correct, you have to put a parenthesis. So when you have done this after you have done this for so many times, you actually don't have to write this step. You can just calculate mentally this thing square minus this times 2. 3 times 1, you get 3. 3 times 2, you get 6. 6RS. At the back here, always positive. So 3 squared, you get 9. S squared, you get S squared. So if you do it continue from here, you also get the same thing. 2, 3, you get 6 RS, and 3 squared, you get 9. S squared, you get S squared. So try to compare these two answers. They are exactly the same, right? Okay. Let me show you the 3I. So this time I will just use the formula. For E minus 3 squared. So if you want to do it faster, you can do it this way. Okay, think this 4 squared. 4E whole thing squared. 4 squared, you get 16. E squared, you get E squared. Minus, we copy. okay, and 4 times 3 you get 12, and multiply further by 2 you get 24, and you have an E here. Okay, at the back here always positive, so 3 square you will get 9. This is the answer for 3i. So you can try it also, write two parentheses like this, 4e minus 3 times 4e minus 3, and you try to expand it one by one, you will still get exactly the same answer here. Okay, let me show you a way how do we check our answer whether correct or not using our calculator. So now this is equal to this, right? So that means no matter what value of e you plug inside here, if you plug in 4 here and also 4 here, you will actually get the same answer, right? So let's say I want to test, am I doing the expansion correctly? So I can do it this way, but normally we don't have to do like this because it takes time. But if you have extra time, you want to test whether the answer is correct or not, you can do it this way. Okay, let me key in this whole thing for x. I will use x, will be easier, for x minus 3, and then I square it. Okay, so this is the part, the expression given by the quotient, and this is what we got after doing the expansion. So 16x squared minus 24x plus 9. If I do it correctly, so this is actually equal to this. When I divide them, I will actually get 1, right? So you press calculate, just key in a value. Make sure it will not make the denominator here become 0, because as I told you just now, when the denominator becomes 0, we actually cannot get the answer. So just simply, here you want to put 0 is okay, because if this is 0, this is 0, the denominator still not 0 because you have a 9 here. So let me show you here, let's say 0. It's okay in this time, you get 1. So you can just plug any other value, 8 for example, you get 1. How about negative number? Negative 1.2369. You always get 1. So this shows that we actually did the expansion correctly. Okay. Now let me go to questions number 4. Okay, now let's look at question number 4. Here I think I will just show you 2, C and D. Okay, so always remember, even though I show you the step-by-step solution here, you need to try on yourself. You cannot just copy my solution. If you copy, you actually you don't understand. You have to try to do it yourself. Okay, always remember. Now this look more complicated, right? Let me show you here. C h minus j square minus 2h times 3h minus 3j. So here I'm going to use the formula for this formula. So as I told you, if you forget about this formula, you can do expansion one by one. So I would encourage you to remember these two formulae. Now h square minus this times 2, because 2ab, right? 2ab. So 2hj. At the back here, you don't have to think too much. Always positive. J square. Okay, now I'm going to do the expansion for this part. Include the negative sign. Okay. When we do expansion like this, right? We don't just focus on 2h, but together with the sign in front of 2h, which is negative. So negative, positive, we get negative. 2, 3, you get 6. H times h, you get h square. Okay. Now, same thing here. Negative, negative, we get positive. Always write the sign first. Always think about the sign. We need to write positive or negative first. 2, 3, you will get 6. Hj, you get hj. Okay, now we look at like terms. Like term, we can plus or minus, right? So now this is negative 6h square. This is 1h square. So as I told you just now, if you worry that you will make mistake, you can actually use your calculator to help you. Now this is 1, you just press 1, minus, you press minus 6, you get negative 5. negative 5, and don't forget to write the h square. Okay, now focus on hj, this one and this one. So you see, when I make a rectangle here, it always include the sign in front here, right? So when you press the calculator, you have to press this way, negative 2, not 2 only, you have to press negative 2 plus 6, you get 4. So if the number is not that big, you actually can calculate mentally without using a calculator, right? So this is plus 4, and don't forget to copy the hj. Okay, the rest, these two are not like terms, we cannot do anything, we just copy. Plus j squared minus 6h, oh sorry, I made a mistake here because negative 6h squared, we already did it with the h squared, right? Okay, so here, let me circle this one with another color so that you won't get confused. Okay, so this one, we got it from this two. This is red color, and this two, we solve it, we get this one. Okay, and the last one, we cannot do anything here, we only copy plus j squared. Let me check the answer. Okay, correct. This is the answer for C. So let me go to part D. X plus y, x minus y, 2x times x plus 2y. Okay, so here let me introduce to you another formula which can actually help you into when you do the expansion or factorization. Now if you see these two parentheses exactly the same, all the terms here, the only difference is positive and negative. This is actually equal to, you don't have to do expansion one by one, you know it's actually equal to x squared minus y squared. So you can try to do the expansion, I will show you later. I will expand one by one, you will still get the same thing. Let me give you some other example. Let's say 2x plus 3y, and then 2x minus 3y. So if you see this type of situation, these two parentheses, they are almost the same every single thing, just the sign difference. In this situation, you can just write 2x, remember the parentheses, and minus 3y, remember the parentheses. Okay, so eventually you will get 2 square, you get 4x square, negative you just copy, the 3 square you get 9y square. So you can try it on yourself, do the expansion one by one, you will get this answer. Okay, let me write the formula over here. You can use a, b, or x, y, it's up to you. So let me use a, b. Since here I use a, b, so here I will be using a, b as well. A plus b, a minus b is actually equal to a squared minus b squared. So from here you can go here, same thing. You will see this one when you are asked to do the do the factorization, you can from here go here as well. Okay, now here I am going to do the expansion one by one, see whether this is actually equal to this one. X times x, you get x squared, right? Okay, always think about the sign first. Positive, negative, negative, xy. Positive, positive, you get positive, yx. Yx is equal to xy. Okay, let me draw the arrow here. Positive, negative, you get negative, y times y, you get y squared. So you notice that these two actually will cancel out each other. So eventually you will only have x squared minus y squared. Okay, now we don't write positive or negative first. Here, we just look at the sign here. Positive, positive, get positive. Okay, 2 times 2x times x, you get 2x squared. So positive, positive, you get positive. 2 times 2, you get 4xy. Okay. Now we look at the like terms. So if you want to copy, okay, let me do this way, highlight for you, so easier for you to see. Okay, you notice that I highlight together with the sign in front of the 2x square. Okay, so when you press your calculator, 1 plus 2, you will get 3x squared, 3x squared. Now let me go to xy. Okay, let me use another color. These two actually cancel up, you don't have it, this will become 0, so you have another 4xy over here, so this is plus 4xy. So this one we don't have to do anything, we just copy minus y squared. Okay, let me show you. Let's say if you have extra time in your exam, you want to test whether you do the expansion here correct or not. Let me show it again. So you can try it, press yourself. Let me key in this whole thing. Normally, we don't have time to check it one by one because it takes time, right? When you want to key in. But if you want to, you have extra time, you want to test, you can do it this way. So x plus y, you will notice that this y is in red color. So you need to press alpha first and press this one. Okay, so another one, x minus y. Okay, it's quite long. It's take a quite long time to key in all of this. So if you do it carefully, you don't have to check like this. So x plus 2y. Oh, okay, let me check. Correct. So this is a expression given by the question, and here I'm going to key in the expression that I got after doing the expansion and the simplification. So 3x squared plus 4xy, and then minus y squared. Okay, y squared. Now I'm going to calculate. So just simply put in an x value and a y value. You should be able to get 1 if you do it correctly. So let's say 5 for x, y maybe 8. You get 1. This means that we did it correctly. Okay, let's try other values. Let's say negative 0.236, 9. So press equal y. Okay, 8.3265. Let's say. Okay, we just simply key in a number. If we do it correctly, always we will get 1. Okay, this means that we simplified this expression correctly. Okay, for question number 5, I think A, B, C should be no problem. So I will show you only D, trapezium. So always remember when you want to find the area for a trapezium, no matter the trapezium is like this, sometimes you see a trapezium like this, right? Sometimes you see a trapezium like this. Okay, no matter what type of trapezium, when we want to find the area, we always start with 1/2, and then we find the sum of the two parallel sides. In this situation, this will be two parallel sides, right? In this situation, this will be the two parallel sides. We always take these two parallel sides, the length, plus together, and then multiply by the perpendicular height. In this situation, the height will be here. In this situation, the height will be here, perpendicular height. Okay. This is a formula for us to find the area of a trapezium. Now let me show you how do we get the area of this trapezium. Part D. Remember, when you want to find the area of a trapezium or the area of a triangle, always start with 1/2. And then, this is trapezium, right? Look for two parallel sides. Sometimes it will like this, as I draw what I draw for you just now. Sometimes it will like this. Sometimes it will be like this. always look for two parallel sides and find the sum of them. So in this situation, it will be w plus 3 plus 4w minus 2. This one plus this one. And then we need to multiply by the perpendicular height. Perpendicular height, you see 90 degree here. So 2w. Okay, so I'm going to take this one times this one first. 1 over 2 times 2, you get 1. 1w. As I told you, you don't have to write 1w, you just write w. And then here, look for like terms. W plus 4w. 1w plus 4w. You will get 5w. Okay, so 3 plus 3 minus 2. Okay, always include the sign in front of this number. So 3 minus 2, you will get 1. And then we just do some expansion over here. 5w squared plus w. This is the answer for 5D. Okay, now let's look at question number 6. So for this type of question will be a little bit hard because no expressions given to you. You have to form it yourself. Okay, now let me go through with you how do I solve these type of questions. Hadila is 2 years younger than Kai. Kai father's age is the square of Hadila's age. Okay, after you read this question, you might get a little bit confused, start to confuse you. It's okay, we just forget about this sentence first. So if Kai is P years old, okay, this will make the situation clearer. So now I have 3 persons over here, Hadila, Kai fathers, and also Kai. Let me write down their name. You can just write H, K, and F. It's up to you. This is for our own reference. So Hadila. So this is okay. I don't have to write anything first. I just write this. So I have Kai, and Kai fathers. You can just write fathers. Okay, let me write full for you so that you won't get confused. Now, if Kai is P years old, now let me write P over here. Okay, now we go back to this sentence. Hadida is 2 years younger than Kai. 2 years younger than Kai. 2 years younger than Kai, which means P minus 2. Okay, now Kai fathers is the square of Hadida age. It's the square of this. Now the situation become much clearer, right? Now what do we want to do here? We want to calculate the total age of the three of them. We want to find the sum of their ages. Sum of their ages, or you can write total age. Now it becomes easier, right? So P minus 2 plus P plus P minus 2 square. Okay, P plus P, you will get 2P. Minus 2, you just copy. Here, I am going to do the expansion using the formula. So this is positive, it will be easier. If this is negative, you need to be extra careful. Okay, so P square minus 4P. So remember what I told you just now? This times 2, right? So you get 4P. And at the back here, you don't have to think too much, always positive. 2 square, you get 4. So what I told just now is if this is negative, you have to be extra careful. Why? Because if this is negative, right? When you open up the parentheses, negative, positive, you get negative. Negative, negative, you get positive. Negative, positive, you get negative. All the sign here will change, so you have to be more careful. If this is positive, actually you don't want to write this parentheses, is okay, because you will notice that after I open up this parentheses, all the sign will exactly the same. Let me show you here. Positive, positive, you get positive, right? positive, negative, you get negative, and positive, positive, you get positive. This is what I meant just now. You will get exactly the same, the sign. But when you have a negative here, definitely you need to put a parenthesis, okay? Now let me just look for like terms first. So I like to write the term with the highest power in front here first. If you don't want to write, you want to write at the back, it's okay. So this is p squared. Now 2 together, when I make a rectangle here, I circle together, I include together with the negative sign, okay? So when you, let's say if the number is too big, you worry that you will get mistake when you calculate mentally, you can just press your calculator 2 minus p, okay? 2 minus p, you get negative 2p, negative 2 plus 4, you will get 2. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. Now let's look at question number 7. The tabletop is a rectangle shape with the length of 5x minus 2 meters and the width of x plus 2 meters. Mr. Philip want to put a piece of glass over the tabletop. Okay, let me sketch a diagram for you first. Now I have a table. The length here is 5x minus 2 meter. And the width here is x plus 2 meter. Okay, so we want to put a piece of glass over the tabletop. The sections of the tabletop not covered with the glass has a width. Okay, what does this mean? It means that, let me use another color. Now we put a piece of glass over here to cover the tabletop, but it's not fully covered. This part is not covered. This part is not covered. So the section of the tabletop not covered with the glass, which means here, has a width of x minus 3 meter. Okay, this is what meant by the questions. Determine the area of the tabletop that's not covered in the form of algebraic expression. It means that we want to find the area for this part. The area of the tabletop which is not covered. By the glass. So in the exam, we don't have time, we actually don't have to write all like this so long. You can just write the area, is okay, as long as your calculation is correct. So how do I get the area here? So this is just similar, just simply long times the v, right? So 5x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Okay, focus on 5x first. 5x times x, you will get 5x squared. Positive, negative, negative. 5, 3, you get 15. X copy. Now we have settled the 5x, forget about it. Now we focus on the negative 2. Not only 2, but negative 2. So negative, positive, negative, 2x. Negative, negative, you get positive. 2 times 3, you get 6. So we just look for any like terms. If like terms, we can plus or minus. So 5x squared, we just copy. So negative 15x minus 2x. These two are like terms. So it will become minus 17x plus 6. Okay, so this is what's a unit. The unit will be meter squared. Okay, this is the answer for question number 7. Okay, let me go to the question number 8. This will be the last question that I want to discuss with you in this video. So remember, student, you don't copy my solution. You understand it and you need to do it yourself. Okay, if you copy every single thing, it's actually not effective. Okay, we want to find the length of Lm. So you learn this in Form 1, still remember Pythagoras theorem. So let's say now. So you can remember this way. For a right angle triangle, you remember 2 short, 1 long. So A, B, C. So A and B, these are shorter side. So remember 2 short, 1 long. So let's say if you want to find the longer side, just the length of the longest side, it will be plus A square plus B square, and don't forget you have the square root. So let's say if you want to find the length for the shorter side, which is A or B, let's say I want to find A minus shorter side minus C square minus B square square root. So let's say if I want to find B short right minus C square minus A square square root. Okay, so remember for a right angle triangle, 2 short, 1 long. If you want to find the length for the shorter side, minus. If you want to find the length for the longest side, plus. Okay, now I'm going to apply this in this question. I want to find LM. So first I have to ask myself, is this a long or short side? This is shorter side, right? Minus. So it will be 7y minus 3 square, remember to put a parenthesis, minus 4y minus 1 square, and don't forget we have to square root it. Okay, now let's do the expansion. So here I'm going to use a formula. 7 you get 49y square. Okay, this is quite big. Sometimes it's quite big. You can actually use a calculator. So it will be 42y. Okay, let me check using calculator. So 7 times 3 times 2. 42. Yes, correct. Okay, so here will be, at the back here you don't have to think too much. As I told you, always will be positive, right? So 3 square you get 9. Now you see a negative here. As I told you just now, you need to be more careful in this situation. Remember to put a parenthesis. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use the formula again. 16y square 8y plus 1. Okay, now don't forget to copy the square root sign. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open up the parentheses. Okay, let me open out the parentheses first and write the square root sign later. Copy every single thing. Negative, positive, negative. Negative, negative, positive. So you see, you notice that all the sign here will change because of the negative sign here. Negative, positive, negative. Okay, then draw the square root sign. Now look for like terms. These two. You see, I highlight together with the negative sign. So this will be 33y squared. So if the number is a little bit big, you can just press your calculator. 49 minus 16. Okay, 33. Now how about we have this. Okay, if you want to press the calculator, negative 42 plus 8. Negative 34 minus 34. And don't forget the y. So 9 minus 1, you get 8. Okay, and don't forget to write the square root sign. Let me check the answer. Okay, correct. So this is the answer for question number 8. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.